Yo, yo, what up, what up? It's your man, Mr. Controversy. Did you miss me? And of course, we here to talk sports. You know how it always is, man. You know I gotta talk sports. But I'm doing it with a special guest, man, or my boy, Rhoda, whatever you want to call it, man. This dude knows his sports. Great at it. Always debating me. One of them guys I gotta be on my toes when he's talking. That's my guy, Ray J. What up? What up, boy?
What's going on, bro? Listen, man. I swear, I think you got that. That's one of the best catchphrases in media right now, man. Did you miss me? Like, it's dope, yo. I mess with it.
Real quick, man. That's how you know this is raw. Man, can you hear the background?
With the kids?
Yeah.
Yes.
Let me do this. You talk to them. I'm about to let them know, okay? I'm about to let them know to chill, okay? Hold 1 second.
Listen, if that's not the most impromptu thing I ever heard, like we literally just sat offline. We talked on the phone hour earlier today. It was like, yeah, let's do this tonight. And then we did like a little prep before we say we're gonna hit these few topics. And then he get right on the live and say, "Go ahead, man, talk to him."
My bad, man. Hey, man. Just you know how it is, man.
Yo, yeah,
So,
yeah.
but anyway. So first of all, man, what you been doing, man? This during this COVID-19 pandemic. What's your go to so far?
Man, you know what's crazy? Binge watching regular TV. Like, ain't no sports. When they come to just the sports media, man, I've been trying to change the temperature and almost, all over social media, man. Because everybody talking about the same stuff, and so I just be trying to talk about some different stuff, man. But I'm missing sports. I tell you that much, man. I'm missing it, bro.
Bruh, I don't watch every show I can watch, and so getting bored with that, running out of stuff to talk about or watch, I should say. So that's why I'm like, yo, let's go ahead and talk about some sports, man.
So, hold on, real quick before we get to sports. What's the latest thing you watched?
Believe it or not, it's old too, but it's called Black Lightning. I don't know if you saw it. It's a good show, man.
I'm that kind of like I watch Flash, Green Arrow, Black Lightning, all of that. So
and to tell you, look, I'm not even the comics. I didn't even know that was a comic or something. Is that a comic?
What?
Black Lightning. Is he one of the? I didn't even know, bro.
He part of the DC comics. Yeah, you just thought you came up on something.
Look, go ahead.
Check out For Life. For Life is the name of it.
All right. I'm gonna check it out. All right, y'all. So we're about to get into these sports, man. So we're gonna talk NFL. Right now we don't have any sports, but what's been going on in sports? What happened with the NFL? I guess before we went out of this for this pandemic, we had all of these quarterbacks change. You know what I'm saying? Like all these quarterbacks going to different teams, man. You had Bridgewater, Bridgewater's with Carolina. You got Phillip Rivers in Indianapolis. That sounds weird. Of course, Brady is in Tampa. Who else?
That sounds weird.
Yeah, Nick Foles. He's in Philly.
No,
I mean not Philly. He's in Chicago. I'm sorry, Chicago. I wish he was in. I wish he does. I wish he do what he did in Philly for us. You know what I'm saying? But and who else? Who else missing?
Dalton just signed with Dallas. Mariota went to Oakland,
and my man
Jameis,
he's in New Orleans. Yeah. So, what is the most interesting quarterback? I guess the change team and all that. Who sticks out to you, or what's interesting to you? And it don't have to be good or bad. It could be good or bad. Just right now, think about it.
2-part answer. Easily the most interesting for everybody has to be Tom Brady. Like that's Mr. New England. To just see him come out on the field, like I hope he still got something left in the tank. Like it's going to be reminiscent of seeing Patrick Ewing in a Seattle uniform or seeing Akeem Olajuwon in a Toronto uniform. It's like people like, yo, they played for them. Like, yeah, they did. So I'm hoping he goes out and actually play. I'm not a fan, but I just hope he plays well so we don't remember these years like those. So that's probably the most interesting or intriguing. But the person I think with the most pressure is Teddy Bridgewater.
I agree.
Going back to last year when we talked and like me and you talked on the phone today, and I was saying he had a huge opportunity and he did exactly what he needed to do. He went out, he played well, capitalized on it. Carolina didn't just send some bum out the door. I'm not even a huge Cam Newton fan, but this dude was a league MVP and took them to the Super Bowl. So they basically said, we banking on you now. So I don't know what the expectations are. I mean, I live in North Carolina. I'm not a fan, but I don't know what the expectation is going to be. But I'm assuming they're going to be pretty high.
Look, I agree with that. Just to see what he does, it's kind of messed up because you think about when he was in Minnesota. I mean, think about if he was in Minnesota now and look at the running back they have. I mean, of course, they lose your boy Diggs, but still, they were on to something. They were in the playoffs. Remember, he led them to the playoffs, and of course, he got injured. But now he's in Carolina. He can start for himself. He do have another good running back. No wide receivers. I don't even think the tight end is that good. So yes, it's a chance to start over. At least he has that job, but kind of wish he was like in a better position. You know what I'm saying? Like, is he set up to fail?
I don't know if he's set up to fail, but like I said, again, going back to that conversation, I don't think he cares. Like when Breeze got hurt, when Roethlisberger got hurt and Mason Rudolph came in, I said then on your show, I said, man, if you're a backup quarterback, you live for this moment. Right. You just want to play. No court. Like, I think, would you rather be a backup quarterback on a great team? Or would you rather be the starting quarterback on a not so good? Everybody want to be the starting quarterback. So he has this chance. I mean, I don't know how well they're going to do. I just think he's going to have a lot of pressure. They're going to wear Christian McCaffrey out again this year. He's going to lead the NFL in touches. He's phenomenal. But outside of that, like when you filled in for Breeze for those 5 games, there's no more Michael Thomas. Sean Payton ain't on the sideline calling those plays. So, correct. I mean, we'll see. I'm pulling for him. I hope he does well.
And the thing is, with a guy like Bridgewater, we want to see what he can do. Because, I mean, when he was in New Orleans, he was just, all right, as long as you don't mess up. You know, he made a few throws, but it was don't mess up. And being honest, you look at that offense anyway, the offensive scheme, you're not going down the field like that. I mean, Brady is throwing the ball, but they're running 7-yard routes. Everything is just, you know, it's your guy, Sean Payton. You know how he does. So I like him. Like you said, I like him as far as he got a good situation where he can now just, all right, let me start over. But as far as just the team, no. But my most interesting quarterback to watch is Phillip Rivers, because you come from a team where you had everything. That's the most talented team in the league, maybe besides Cleveland.
Over the past, let's say, 10 years, he had, at worst, a top 3 all-time tight end. We agree with that with Gates. Right. He's in that conversation, top 5. Yeah. Let's just say he's in the air with Tony Gonzalez and Shannon Sharp. Gates is that kind of guy.
Right.
You had one of the most well-rounded backs we've ever seen in the history of the game in LaDainian Tomlinson. Mm-hmm. Keenan Allen was no slouch. So I don't know. I don't even know what the thought process was in Indy. I'm thinking it was a panic move, because you got to think, when you're a franchise, you draft a quarterback number 1 and he's finally healthy. You're expecting to have Andrew Luck for the next 15 years.
Right.
And he just ups and quits. So it was like, we'll deal with Jacoby Brissett for a year, who played really well and had him in a position to win a lot of games. But it was like, okay, so I'm thinking Phillip Rivers as a stopgap. He's going to finish out his career there, and they're going to be looking for their franchise guy. But I don't expect big things from Indy.
And see, like with Phillip Rivers, they placing him with the coach. God, I can't think of his name now. Just slipped my mind. Who's the coach? Good backup for Buffalo. Frank Wright. They got him with Frank Wright.
Yeah.
And I believe he worked with Frank Wright in San Diego before. So that's why they wanted to get together. But he don't have no weapons. Like, I mean,
it depends on how you feel about T.Y. Hilton.
He always getting hurt.
This is true. But when healthy, that's part of sports. You go, this guy when healthy. T.Y. Hilton, when healthy, when Andrew Luck was back there, had a case for top 6 to 7 receiver in the league. Like he can be in that next tier of guys. Like you got your Julio, Michael Thomas, DeAndre Hopkins. He can easily be in that next tier of guys. Like there's no reason he can't be as good as Tyreek Hill, for instance. Like T.Y. Hilton's that talented. So I guess we'll see, man. I haven't seen their schedule either. I haven't seen their schedule.
Who Indies?
Yes.
Yeah.
I haven't looked at another schedule. So
and again, Phillip Rivers is my guy. I'm a fan. I know everybody talk about he always throwing interceptions. He's not he's overrated, but it's just like I can't. You know what? I used to make up excuses for him, but I can't anymore. Especially after last year, man. You had it. Keenan Allen was healthy all those years. I mean, all those every game. I think he played all 16 games, and the years before he wasn't healthy, but he's healthy. Then you have the running back situation. Even when their top running back gets hurt, you bring in Eckler. Now Eckler
listen, he was balling last year, man. Yeah, so I don't know, man.
Good.
He's in the era of the last really good quarterback to play for the Chargers, Dan Fouts. He's going to be a guy that 30 years from now, you'll look at the record books and go, oh, Phillip Rivers was really good. And that'll be it. Like, he'll never be mentioned amongst, like, and then it's the era he played in, too. Like, as good as he was, he played in the era with Tom Brady, Breeze, Peyton Manning, Aaron Rodgers. So the expectation then becomes what those guys have accomplished. Everybody can't do that. You know what I mean? So he was what he was. I don't think he's overrated because I don't think anybody ranks him that high. Like, I think everybody looks at him as a talented guy that never got it done. I think that's kind of the take on him, and that's probably pretty accurate. So,
and then just to let everybody know, we appreciate everybody checking in, listening, and watching. We also on YouTube channel. We're live on YouTube as well on the 3-Point Conversion Facebook page. And I see Mike on there, and I see LA. I see my guy Vincent. What's up, Jarrell? Miss Kiana is watching. What's going on, you all? Appreciate you all checking in. All right, so let's go ahead and switch it now. This is what's interesting, and people get mad at me because they call me get off my lawn, but the NBA right now, I would say it's in a good place as far as just the league itself. As far as you have your superstars, is what you want. You have your superstars. It's exciting. You have exciting players. You have one of the greatest players. Some people think he's the greatest player still in the game. So that's great as well. But with the evolution of all of these 3-pointers, and it's changed the game, of course, tremendously. Is it good for the NBA?
I don't think it's bad for the NBA. I think sports in general are cyclic, right? And people follow trends. So if you recall, in the early 2000s, if you were 7 feet, you could have a job in the NBA because at that time the entire NBA was trying to keep up with what LA was doing. You had to have 3-4 guys with 6 fouls for Shaq. That's what you had to have. So now Golden State has made the whole world believe this is what you have to do to be successful, right? When if you really watch them, the 3-ball wasn't their main. I mean, like, they shoot, but that created spacing. Like, that's why they lead the league in field goal percentage every year. They get easy buckets, right? So everybody see the threes and the highlights and go, okay, we got to shoot. Now the whole league, like even people who can't shoot threes. So that's the part that I think is bad, that people are doing it as a fad. Like, everybody just wants to shoot threes. But I don't think it's bad for the NBA. It's just where the NBA is right now. And I told somebody recently, I think eventually another 7-foot dominant player will come into the league, and then the league will transition back into people. Like, it's just cyclic. People follow whatever is winning. That's what people are going to follow. So right now, Golden State was the best team last few years. Everybody wants to shoot threes now.
Yeah, and then you got people like Karl Anthony Towns shooting like 40% from the 3-point line. And look, I like Cat because Cat he shoots the 3 well. I mean, that's good. But at the same time, Cat will play down low. He's a jack of all trades. Now, I think the person who I think it kind of hurt their game in a sense is Joel Embiid.
I
he
knew
fell
that
in
was
love with it. Yeah, he fell in love with it.
So here's something somebody brought to my attention. If you watch it, shout out to my man Courtney Kennedy. He said that's the Australians' fault.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody got to shoot him. If your point guard won't shoot him to create spacing, now you got to shoot him to create spacing for him.
Right.
Ben Simmons won't shoot, so Embiid is left to be like you see Philly's lineup. They went out and got all these dudes 6'7" and over. Horford's an okay shooter. I wouldn't call him a knockdown shooter. Tobias Harrison's an okay shooter. They got a team full of okay shooters in Ben Simmons.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that team just built wrong, man. They're just built wrong.
But here's the thing, man, and I agree with Pop. Pop said something. Pop was talking about, I think right now with the game going like it's going, it takes away the I guess some people call it simple. I guess it was like the fundamentals, the things that stats don't show as far as how to, blocking out for a rebound, passing the ball moving around. You don't see that. I mean, even with picks, now people might say, oh, well, they do set picks. No, they set a pick just to get a mismatch. That's it. Like I'm talking setting a pick off the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like Golden State. Like as you see what Golden State would do. Right. But that's only with that team, though. You don't see many teams doing that.
But that's a perfect example, though. So if you look at the last, you take away Cleveland in 16, right? Mm-hmm. You look at the last 4 NBA champions. Mm-hmm. They all play great team basketball. So fundamentals is still there. You still got to have it to win. Like I said, everybody see the highlight stuff with Golden State. Steph knocked down 8 threes. They don't see everything that went into him getting open for those 3. Golden State has the best ball movement, player movement, and probably in the history of the NBA. Like it's poetry in motion watching them play. Toronto was a chip off the old block. That's how they played team ball. Everybody involved. I think in the finals they had like 6 guys in double figures. So we can look at what Harden is doing in Houston and go, that's bad basketball. That's why it's not winning.
Mm-hmm.
So
I agree. I agree, but here's the thing, though. So will it take a Zion Williamson to come in and change the way basketball is played? Because you know how it is. All it takes is that one guy, a superstar. It was Mike. We saw everybody want to get a 6'6", 6'7" guard. With I guess you say LeBron. Now you want Pippen and Grant did it, but Grant didn't do it long enough. But when LeBron came, now you need a wing or anybody to come handle the ball. You got that. We need one player to just handle the rock, pass, score, do everything. Now you see that with everyone. Is it going to be Zion to come in and say, all right, we need that guy in the post now. We need that guy down low who can score, who's efficient.
So real quick, before we just completely skip over another game changer, let's not just ignore the fact that after LeBron, Steph Curry changed basketball.
Steph Curry, of course, Steph Curry. Yeah. So, but I'm saying Steph doing it. We've been talking about him, but yeah.
What they're doing now is a product of Steph Curry. So I think that guy exists already. It ain't Zion. It's that dude over in Milwaukee. He has a case. Like, so if you go body of work, he don't have a championship. But if you just go on pure production, what they're doing right now, he has a case to be the best player in the league.
But true, he does. But he's still doing what LeBron has been doing. He's the effect of LeBron.
He's like when people say LeBron's not Magic or LeBron's not Mike, he's Magic, right? I tell people all the time, he's a hybrid. Like he's LeBron. Yeah. He's some of Jordan. He's some of Magic. He's just LeBron. Greek is like LeBron and Shaq. Like he's different, man. He's so like that guy, so physical and so strong and so dominant, man. He different, yo.
No, I agree. All I'm saying though is the LeBron effect, because you have and like my man, shout out to Big Google. He said Ron Robinson. He talking about the AAU. When you think about it, LeBron has the ball. LeBron was the first one to come in, have the ball. Maybe
was he?
And it wasn't a point guard. It wasn't a point guard.
Let me get about that white dude in the 80s.
Who?
Bird was doing LeBron stuff before LeBron.
No. Listen what I'm saying, though. No. LeBron has the ball 22 seconds of the 24-second shot clock. Boston moved the ball around. So what I'm saying is LeBron is the point guard. the shooting guard, small forward. He handles the rock. He does it all. The same way Giannis does. That's what I'm saying. It's an effect of LeBron. It went that way. James Harden do it. You got that single player on each team that handles the rock the whole time. That's what it is.
I mean, that's a different conversation though, because then now you talk about good and bad or dumb and smart basketball, right? A player just having the ball that long is bad basketball. Like what we see with Harden, that's bad basketball. But what LeBron is doing, again, he's his own version of himself. He's LeBron.
Right.
But as far as just stylistically, like a wing or a forward that can kind of do it all, LeBron ain't the first person I've seen do that. Like, like Larry Bird was getting 7 assists a game. And then, like I tell people all the time, Grant Hill was LeBron like before LeBron.
But remember what I said, though.
Been the most successful at it.
But remember what I said, though. Grant Hill didn't do it long enough because he got injured. So what I'm saying is, when LeBron came in, everybody, because when Grant was doing it, it wasn't like, oh, we got to get a Grant. No. When LeBron came in and started doing it, everybody moved to that type of basketball player. I'm not saying that Giannis and LeBron are the same as far as the type of basketball player they are, but I'm just talking about that type of offense. Like you said with Curry, everybody trying to mimic Curry, but you can't. I mean, that's Curry. He's the first one. So that's why I'm asking, is Zion going to be that guy that all of a sudden now you're looking for a power forward, an athletic power forward that plays down low to get you great, good points and great efficiency? Would the league start looking for that? I'm saying. I don't think you find another one.
You know why? Because it's one Zion Williamson, right? Mm-hmm. He's Zion. Look at the rest of the landscape of the league, though. Look at what, like your hometown guy, look at what Trae Young is doing in his second year in the NBA. Look at what Luka Doncic is doing in his second year in the NBA. Like, the evolution of the game, if Zion doesn't expand his game, he won't be successful. He's going to have to expand his game. Like, I don't think a power forward at his size, he's kind of put you in the mind of Barkley, is going to get away with just being like a physical like he's going to have to add some ball handling. He's going to have to become more like Giannis, I think, to be successful, because that's the wave of the league. Like, everybody can do everything now. Like, look at Jokic. Look at AD. Like, AD can handle the rock. AD can shoot. Like, your bigs can do it all now. So I think he's going to have to evolve his game more than I think the league is going to have to play catch up to what it is he's doing, unless he go out and win 5 championships, which I agree.
Right. All right. So I agree that I don't know if they're going to find a Zion or whatever. I agree with that. I just think that the way the league is going, I don't know. I think people misconstrue talent for skill set. People say, oh, it's a lot of skillful guys here. True, but a skill and skill set is not just about talent. Talent is most talented here. Skill set you improve on. I don't think you had today's game, they're as skilled as it was back then, because they can shoot, they can pass, and I mean, I'm not talking about just shoot threes, attempt. I'm talking about the mid-range. You had a post game. You could take somebody off the dribble. Improving your game. And I think with the 3-point shot, some folks are improving like a cat, but then I think people are relying on the 3-point. Now you're just becoming a 3-point shooter when that's not your specialty. Who made J.R. Smith a 3-point shooter? You know what I'm saying?
Hold on, he's always been a good shooter.
No, but he's not, but he hasn't been. No, he hasn't. He's not a good shooter. He just shot threes.
Always been a good shooter. Like, so.
No.
Like, see, people have a very jaded version of good, right? So it's like, when you talk all-time greats, right? Mm-hmm. I'm going to use this. There's no shade. Dwayne Wade is an all-time great, right? Michael Jordan is levels beyond Dwayne Wade.
Right.
Kobe Bryant is levels beyond Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade is still great. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I said it. Kobe is levels beyond Dwayne Wade, right? So with that being said, like, you can be good at something. It's like, we can't look at every shooter and go, well, he ain't Steph Curry. Well, nobody is. He ain't Ray Allen. It ain't many of those. Like, so if you can shoot 35% from three,
I don't agree with that, because if you shooting 13 threes, all you got to do is what? 13 make what? 4 or 5? That's not a good percent. That's not Just say 35%. That's to me, that's not good. That's not. I'd rather you shoot 13 times and only make it 5.
So here we go. Let's use the number 10 because it's easy math, right? Right?
Mm-hmm.
If I shoot 10 threes and I'm shooting 35, let's use 100. That's easier. I shoot 100 threes. I make 35 of them, right?
Go ahead and keep shooting then. If I'm an opponent, go ahead.
Hear me out. I want you to hear me out. I shoot 100 threes. I make 35 of them, right? That's 90. That's 105 points is what it is. You shoot 100 layups and make 50 of them. You go 50%. You got 100 points. That's what the whole analytics thing where Houston said threes and layups is where it's at. All the mid-range shots is pointless. Might as well step back and get the extra point. 35 from 3 is good. But the numbers match out. It's good.
But it's good. It's good to a certain extent, depending on what's going on. You got to think about it. If you shoot, and I don't like using 100 because that's 100. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's shooting them. But I'm just saying that's like saying if that's all you shoot is threes and you shoot that many times, it's gonna be times in the game where when you got that big lead and you keep attempting that 3-pointer, then that's how teams catch up because now even though you hit three in a row, now you miss 6 or 7. That's why as you know, with the Bulls, when we used to play the Cleveland Cavaliers and J.R. Smith, I used to pray, let J.R. Smith hit 1 3. Matter of fact, with the Hawks, with the Bulls, I used to pray, let what's my man name? Y'all help me out, Facebook. Josh Smith.
Cleveland?
Josh Smith. Let Josh Smith for Atlanta Hawks make 1 3. All I need to do is make 1 3 because he's gonna shoot. He's gonna shoot about 10 times. And my point is though, it's just because 35% still is not a good percentage.
It's a great percentage.
It's a great percentage for 3. It's not a great percentage. You see what I'm saying? It's a great percentage because it's like baseball. People don't 30%. That's good in baseball in a
Hall of Fame work. It's great.
Yeah,
it's great.
But in actuality, that's not a good percentage.
So it's like I just said about Kobe and Wade, and I'm looking at some of the comments talking about Wade is so disrespected. He's not. Put it like this: I'm a Kobe fan, and Mike is some levels above Kobe.
Right.
Mike, I just put it like this: the gap between Kobe and Wade is bigger than the gap between Mike and Kobe. Let's leave it there, right? So it depends on what you're comparing. Like I said, if you comparing a shooter to Steph Curry, then it's different. So like when you talk in baseball, you go 30% isn't good. Well, in life, 30% isn't good. Like if you miss 70% of stuff you do in life is bad. In baseball, it's amazing. So in basketball,
baseball at the top, 30% or 300. Yeah,
that's great. You're a Hall of Famer. So in basketball, right, you could say 50% is great, and then I could respond, not if you're shooting free throws. So it's all about perspective. 30% ain't great, period, but it's 35 for threes. Consider for their careers, Reggie Miller shoots 38% from 3. Great shooter, 38 for his career. And he's one of the greatest to ever do it.
You know how many 3-pointers he attempted per game? What, about 6? 5 or 6? Come on, man. But my point is it's still not
listen,
come on.
If you shoot 35%, right? I don't care if you shoot 6 a game. I don't care if you shoot 17 a game. If you shoot 35%, after 100 threes, you're going to make 35 of them. Don't matter if that's spread out over 6 games or 12 games.
Right.
Out of 100, you're going to make 35 of them. You live with those odds. 35 is 35 no matter how many you shoot in the game. Like everybody, Steph shoot. That's what makes him so impressive too. He shoot 10, 11, 12 a game and still knocking them down at 43, 44%. You go, 44% is off. Dog, his dudes that ain't. Bill Russell. Steph Curry shoot better from 3 than Bill Russell shot for his career. I just want to throw shade at Bill Russell real quick. So that dude is offensively inept, man. That's awful. But no, man, I think that got to be put in perspective. And that's what, like I said, analytics came into play where they went 3 is better than 2. Yeah, the percentage is lower, but when I make it, I get more points as well. So again, I shoot 10 of them. I make 3.5, which you can't make 3.5, but that's 35%.
Okay.
That's 10.5 points. You make 5 2-pointers, you got 10 points. It balanced out.
So let me ask you this. So we're talking about baseball. I want to switch. So they came out and said that the DH is good for that. Hey, we're gonna have a universal. How do you feel about that?
So, shout out to my dad if he watching, right? I don't care which way they go with it, right? I would prefer if they just got rid of it altogether. But I've always thought for years it's just stupid to have one league one way and the other league the other way, right? Because now when you get to the World Series, the National League always has an advantage. Always. Because now when you have to go play in the National League, it's a pitcher who ain't hit all year. He probably ain't hit in 5-6 years, right? He ain't hit since he's been in Major League Baseball. The thing is, you played sports growing up, right? Think about, man, when you was in high school, when in the neighborhood, the best athletes was the best for athletes, period. Like the guy who was the best point guard was probably the best quarterback, was probably the shortstop. Like when you play baseball growing up, the guys who hit your best was also the pitchers was the best hitters too. So then you get to the pros and say, we're going to eliminate one half of the game for you. You don't have to do it. For me, if you're going to do it one way or the other, I say you just eliminate the DH and let everybody hit. You know what I mean? But going universal, I'm okay with it. I would prefer the other way. But I just think it needs to be the same across the board, either way.
You know what? I guess baseball is a sport where tradition, like I'm usually not a tradition guy, but with Major League, man, it's just that baseball is just that sport. And that's what I'm used to. I like the National League hitting because think about it. When you had the World Series, that was the advantage. You know what I'm saying? Between American and National League. Either, okay, nationally, if we got home field advantage, all right, y'all got to hit now. You know what I'm saying? So that's an easy out where my hitter I might have two pitchers that can swing the bat. Now, with the American League, you had the DH, but you think that's a plus for the National League, but at the same time, it's not because you got players as cold. Now they're hitting, you know what I'm saying, DH, where in American League, okay, this is what I do every day anyway. So that's the part I think is going to take away as far as from baseball is that advantage. You know, I ain't going to lie, bro. I used to love interleague play, but how they doing it now, like, it's good because you get to see teams come in your stadium and all that, but I kind of miss when it was just interleague play, like, for a certain amount of time, you know, the American League play the National League. Then after that, you just play it, you know.
Your regular schedule.
Play your regular, your conference.
Yeah, I'm really thinking, man, they're just doing something to try to get fans' attention again, I guess. Like I say, I don't care either way, to tell you the truth. Like I gave my preference, but I ain't mad that they gonna go universally with the DH. I mean, that adds offense to the game. You know what I mean? You put another possible 300 hitter, 330 home run guy in the lineup as opposed to a pitcher. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Like,
no, I feel you. So just to recap, man. So we talked NFL quarterbacks, and then we transitioned to Cat shooting threes, of course.
He got a picture of my boy Cat up there.
And we baseball, and so I guess to sum it all up, which quarterback do you like the best? Go back to NFL. What quarterback you like that's changed places? I mean, besides Tom Brady, is there any other quarterback you say, okay, I do like that move?
Did I like the move? None of them.
You don't like none of them?
No. I mean, I don't dislike them all, but there's not one that sticks out where I go, oh, man, that's a great move for that team. Not really.
I'm gonna be biased. I like the Nick Foles, and the reason why
you should.
But listen, the reason why I like Nick Foles is either two things are gonna happen. He's gonna push Mitch, is why they got him, so he can push Mitch. Or if Mitch fails, then we got Nick Foles. Then and like I always say, I don't wish no one to get hurt, and I don't want anybody to get hurt. But he don't have to get hurt. But perfect scenario is Mitch played 11 games, and then Nick Foles come in the 12th game.
So let me ask you a question. How good do you think Nick Foles is? Like, when you look at the totality of his career, right? He was in Philly, had like an okay start, then he fizzled out. Rams, no. Came back to Philly, right? I mean, he won the Super Bowl, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then he went to Jacksonville and did the same thing that he was doing in Philly the first time and in LA. And it's like, is he really that good? Like
Right.
I tell people all the time, I don't think if Carson Wentz stays healthy that Philly wins.
Mhm.
There's something about a backup quarterback where the whole team like we gonna ride for you. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
you've been working hard all year. You are a backup. We not gonna let you fail. Like they was going way harder. They fed into that whole underdog mentality, and they went out and was like, "We gonna win one for you." Kind of. I don't know if they'd have played that hard for Wentz, but I also don't know if Foles is that good.
Well, every
He can't be
season
no worse than Trubisky.
every season he started, they don't do well.
True. Philly, LA, and
Right.
Jacksonville.
And see, and here's the thing about, I'm gonna say this again. I've had conversations like talking to somebody on Facebook, whatever, but I'm gonna say it, you know, and everybody's not watching now, but we got people watching. I'll say it like this. You know, you talk about he's not worse than Trubisky. The funny thing is Trubisky only had one bad year, which he was hurt, and he had his harness on his shoulder. You tell me a quarterback that can play great with a harness. Now he played horrible the first 2 games, right? Remember, he played horrible. Bought out the game against Washington, but that's Washington. Next game, he gets hurt, right? Out for 2 games, have a harness on his shoulder. Can't run and do anything. He played horrible still through it, with it. Last 5 games, start getting comfortable. He bought out. Last 5 games. So my thing is, the year before that, played pretty good. 95 quarterback rated, played pretty good. So for me as a Bears fan, this season is what do we have? You know what I'm saying? How can I see if we have is he good or is he really that bad? This year, we got to see. You know what I'm saying? But the notion with the media, he's the worst quarterback. He had 1 season where he played bad, bro, which he had a harness on his shoulder. And I'm not saying he's good, but the notion that he's horrible, because if we're doing that, we need to call a lot of other quarterbacks garbage that's had 1 bad year. And that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying he's good. Go ahead.
I know. So, but it's a lot that goes into good and bad with him. It's one, everything you guys went through in the draft to like that just shocked. Like what happened? Like he went from nobody's radar to what people are moving up. Yeah, it was just like, okay, so the expectations that come with being drafted that high, right?
Right.
Bro, as a fellow NFC North, like I'm a Lions fan, I've had years on top of years of having to convince myself of things that were not true. Like I've had false hope year after year. Every year I say, man, you know what? We could go 10-6 this year, maybe 6-10. I settle on 8-8, and then we go 4-12, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm just telling you, before the season, the rest of the world already knows Trubisky's not good. Like he's just not good, man. Like I don't know what he does well.
But he's beating y'all. How are we not good? And he's outplayed good. Look, he's outplayed your quarterback, and you have better receivers. So
we're not a good franchise. If you using us as your benchmark, you done already.
No,
like the Lions aren't a good barometer.
I'm not talking about the team. He's played better than your quarterback. Your quarterback is definitely good, and you have better receivers. He's outplayed your quarterback. Again, the year before last, we didn't hear none of this stuff. Oh, he's horrible. The notion is, you just said it. The fact that he was he was the first quarterback pick. The Bears and that's my thing. You can't. And I guess maybe if I was in your shoes and I'm looking at it in that way, they trade up for him. But my thing is the notion as far as Trubisky is a garbage or he's not. Bro, you can't say that when he's had this first year when his second year starting, he played very good enough. Yeah, it was it was all right. Well, this guy's not coming to Pro Bowl, but you're the first person we're gonna pick to go play in the Pro Bowl. To now, because he got hurt and he has that's the thing where it's like that doesn't make sense. And that's why I'm not saying he's good, but to give the notion that he's horrible, he can't. This is the year we'll see. And I'm telling you, I don't know
yet. This is the year you're gonna see. Everybody else know already. Like,
because again, he's outplayed your quarterback. He's outplayed other quarterbacks.
Listen, when you say outplay, just because a team beats a team, yeah, and
No.
if
I'm
you
talking
know
about him.
me,
I'm talking about
man,
defense.
listen,
I'm talking about
like this,
him.
this is sports. Any given Sunday,
Right.
like if you look for 2 Super Bowls, you can say Eli outplayed Tom Brady in 2 Super Bowls. Like he's not better than Tom Brady. Like okay, so it's 32 NFL teams.
Wasn't that your team? Was that the Lions that wasn't the Lions that he had 6
I know, but
touchdowns?
listen.
Go ahead.
Even Lions. Matt Castle. We're the reason that Seattle paid Matt Castle. Like we're not Hasselbeck. We're the reason, right? Was it Hasselbeck that went to Seattle and got all that money?
Matt Flynn.
Get up. Matt Flynn. We're the reason that they paid him. He comes out in the last game of the season and dropped he breaks a record against us. Like, man, you can't use us as I'm not a unrealistic fan. We're not a good franchise. Not year to year, over the course of time, we're just not a good franchise. Our owners suck. They don't make the right moves. They don't put the right pieces around. Like, we couldn't keep Sue. We let Barry retire. We made Megatron retire. We can't never keep no talent. So, to be like, oh, look what we did to the Lions. Yeah, it happens, right? But put it like this: do you want Trubisky as your guy for the next 6 years? That's who you want as your guy.
Right now, that's what we got to see this year. I liked him last year. Hold on, the year before last, he was my guy. I'm like, yo, this is it. He came back last year, did what he did, but he got hurt, and I'm like, so this year he has to prove himself because I'm not gonna. And we talked about this too earlier. We're talking about quarterbacks getting drafted. The number one quarterbacks. How many quarterbacks been to the Super Bowl? Now we've seen a lot of quarterbacks get drafted that shouldn't have got drafted number one. Whatever. We've seen quarterbacks that was worthy. We thought 1 year they do well, 1 year they don't. So let's say if right now, which won't happen, but Deshaun Watson comes back this year because he definitely had no help, and Deshaun Watson underplays this year, doesn't play well. Will we say, oh yeah, he's garbage? We can't say that. Or will we say we didn't even say that about who did the same thing? I'm trying to think. They came in the first year, did well, the next year didn't do that well. I mean,
RG3.
Yeah, but
RG3 was like that.
And then he got hurt. Then he got hurt though. Like it was.
But the thing is, man, I don't think so. When you guys did that, the whole world was scratching their head.
No, we were scratching I was scratching my head.
Right. So I don't think it's a matter of, oh, he played well and now he bad. And y'all, I don't think I've never thought he was good. And that people judge quarterbacks off winning and losing. I've done blogs. Me and you talked about it. It's too many factors that go into winning and losing. It's 3 phases of the game: offense, defense, special teams. Your coaching got to be good. Coordinators got to have so much got to happen to win. Peyton Manning looked like a shell of himself and won a Super Bowl. The record books is gonna say he won a Super Bowl, right?
Right.
When you guys were winning his rookie year, I didn't think he was good then. I thought the team was very good.
We weren't winning the rookie year.
Oh, Trubisky?
Yeah.
What'd y'all do his rookie year?
He was 5 and 4 or 5 and like 10 his rookie year.
Is he on year 2 or 3?
This will be his 4th year. The rookie year he didn't do well. He played well.
Y'all did well.
He didn't have nobody. And then year 2 he played well.
Yeah, he played year 2 y'all was winning. Y'all made the playoffs, right?
Right. And here's another thing too to talk about Trubisky. This is why I said we got to see, bro. Our whole team played horrible last year. Mac played horrible. Who else played horrible that was pretty good? I mean, like the only people that played good was the Hicks. Then he ended up getting hurt. Kyle Fuller and Allen Robinson. Everybody else played horrible. The coach bad. I was ready to get rid of the coach before the quarterback. So the offensive line played bad. So that's why I say this year I got to see for myself. I'm not just going by 1 year. When you got 1 year you play bad, all of a sudden just throw you out the. I'm talking as a Bears fan. Like any Bears fans, we so fickle as a fan, man. Everybody's so fickle, and they'll turn on you in a second in Chicago. But
that's literally every fan base,
right? But my thing is, we got to see what happens. You know what I'm saying? I got to see what he's going to do this year to really say, all right. And if he plays horrible, not give it to him. But all right. So and real quick, so basketball, you think the 3-point, you think that's good for the NBA right now?
I think it's great for the game. It's exciting, man. It's sports. It's entertainment for me. Like I love it. Mm-hmm. And stop knocking my boy Cat when he's shooting 40% from 3, man.
I like that. I said Cat doing a good thing. I just think I just think now Joel Embiid is looking horrible. Not, like his game is not as good as it could be when he's attempting threes like that, man. I know you can shoot them, but
they got to trade one of them.
Yeah.
They got to trade one of them. Yeah. You remember in Miami, the first year, everybody thought, man, how's that gonna work? Brown and Wade, right? And then it worked. That's like Embiid and Simmons operate the same. They operate in the same area. Right. They're the type of they both need a Giannis type situation. Put a bunch of shooters around them, let them go to work. They're in each other's way right now. Somebody got to go.
Right. And then last but not least, DH. You said you run it don't matter whether they go ahead and implement that or they don't. You want it just to be both leagues be the same.
Yeah. I wish it was the opposite way. But if they're gonna do it, I'm glad they finally making a uniform. Man, hey, are you doing this for the kids, man?
Why you say that?
That's what the comments say. You say, man, talk about why you doing this. Is it for the children?
You want me to get my boy down here alone?
You've been asked a couple times in the comments about the children, man. I figured I'd go.
I ain't in the mood to do it right now, man. But anyway, that's funny. All right, bro. Well, we appreciate everybody who listened, man. I mean, who watched. Definitely appreciate you, man. Go ahead and talk about who you with, man, and your team.
You talking me or you talking sports?
Oh man, your team. I'm talking about as far as your sports reporters. Go ahead and talk about
the sports reporter without pay, man. Y'all can catch me on Facebook. That's really the only social media outlet I'm using right now. We're gonna expand here shortly, but again, you know what I'm saying? I happen to be wearing this already today too. I ain't do it for this. This was my get up for the day.
I'm always representing. So I got to ask you a question real quick. So is it just you?
So here's a true story. True story. The Sports Reporters Without Pay was a Facebook. It is a Facebook group. It was started by a friend of mine, right? When I did the ESPN competition, right? They were supporting me big time. Like, bro, you should do it. You should go. So when I finally got a chance to do the ESPN competition, that's when I got this hat and this shirt made. This is the very hat and shirt I wore when I debated Max Kellerman or whatever. And I represented with the group. After that, I met a bunch of people who was doing the ESPN thing. People like you. That's not how I met you, but people like you. All of us trying to dive into this sports media thing, man. And it kind of came my mantra. Guys was like, oh, yeah, you the dude, the sports reporter without pay. I'm like, yeah. So I talked to the creator of the group and I said, hey, man, I'm looking to kind of go next level with the sports thing. I'm going to take it more serious and dive into it. He's like, bro, it's yours. Like the group basically been yours since you took over the group and made it yours. You don't want to keep it running.
Oh, okay.
You say take it and run with it, bro. So
see, I didn't know that. I thought it was you and somebody else. Okay, so
yeah,
dope. That's what's up. But y'all check them out. Y'all see it on and definitely y'all know. Check out the 3-point conversion, Instagram, Facebook. Check out our Facebook page, Instagram, Twitter, and also check out our YouTube channel as well, man. Make sure y'all subscribe. We need them subscribers, y'all, to give y'all this good stuff, man. And you never know, man. We might do this again. Just check us out. All right. Once again, it's Miss Controversy. I didn't even do this yet. Did you miss me? I guess I gotta say, will you miss me? But yeah, man, we out, man. We holla at y'all. Peace.
All right, bro.